All Things Flashy here. This is the Hyundai Ioniq 6 all-wheel drive. Costs approximately $52,600, and this particular trim model is the limited edition. So I'm gonna take you through the raw, unedited version of how I feel about this car upon first look, and I'll take you guys through it. So if you come over here, push this button right here. It should open up very nicely. I like the LED projector headlights and headlamps on the back, the rear view lamps. And look, I can actually sit inside the car and fit completely inside of it. It's very, very, very spacious. And you know, you can carry a ton of stuff in this one car. Everything is in, oh, if I can get out. Oh. Everything is a push of a button again. Push, it'll come down nice and slowly. This car actually reminds me a lot of the Porsche and has these really nice and tight curvatures that it's just beautiful to look at. I admire the car a lot because it looks futuristic. It is essentially a spaceship that you can afford for just $52,000, which is not bad because it comes in models that actually cost up to just, I think, $42,000 minus 10 grand. You can still own this piece of beauty here. And look, the retractable door handles is something that we shouldn't take for granted, right? With your keys, it's actually going to act as a key fob. So if I lock it, this handle and this rear view side mirror is going to actually fold in. How nice is that? These are LED indicators for changing lanes, and you also have these 20-inch rims over here, kind of give that sporty look. The other models, the other trims, standard models will come with the 18-inch rims. And finally speaking, you're gonna have these daytime ambient lighting. Right now it's during the day, but at night it will actually kind of shine, so it gives you some brighter vision and field of vision while you are traversing your day. And a nice thing is if you watch any Formula One or anything like that, these are the tunnels that actually make these are the grills that actually are active grills that allow it for more aerodynamic performance, also increasing the amount of drive miles that you have for this EV car, because ultimately we do not want to be charging this car that often. And upon first experience, this is just the surface level. I'm going to take you through the driving portion in a little bit, so stay tuned. First off, I like how everything's nicely organized. I have a lot of leg room, right? And the steering wheel is completely made out of leather. We also have the drive right here, where we can put in drive, reverse, and park, which also activates the parking brake. Hands-free driving here, as well as the brake recovery electric system on the left panels over here. Left and right turn on this side, and these 12.3-inch monitors, which will activate when I turn on the car right now. Push the brake and push to start. Right. Immediately upon starting, you're going to have all your information about the car, including the PSI pressure on this end. You'll have all of the kind of new technology part on this side, right, where you can kind of cycle through the navigation, the seat warmers, the Bluetooth connection, the media, radio, and so on and so forth. The passenger and the driver will be able to control their own temperature. I know a lot of couples, a lot of people in the car will fight over the temperature that they like it when they drive. Don't worry about it, you can adjust it yourself. And if we take it over here, some features to note is you're gonna have the NFC wireless charging as well as the normal USB. Cup holders over here with the key. Thing to note is that we have power windows on this side instead of this side, right? So you're gonna be kind of feeling that, oh, I need to open the window on this side. Just remember that you'll get used to it being on this side. And one thing that is kind of peculiar, I kind of don't like this, is that I can't really adjust this armrest. You can open it, but you can't really move it forward, so I have to kind of drive like I'm in a Cadillac, like kind of like just sitting back, cool. But I don't mind that, but I kind of do want this to be movable forward and backwards. You have these 4 LED indicators which kind of show you your battery power. It has a bunch of other features that kind of shows you. Red is, you know, it needs to be charged. Green, obviously go. Your drive mode, which I'm going to demonstrate right now, is if I put this on drive mode, you're going to see this thing go from normal to sport mode, which is going to take a lot more electricity. Eco-friendly mode, which on your driveway, you know, highway drive, and finally back to normal, right? We're going to go upwards and we're going to talk about the features up top, okay? Starting with the rear view mirror. This is going to be anti-glare. It has this system that actually smart adjusts any high beams that come in to help you with your day-to-day drive. As we're moving forward back, we have this touchscreen lighting system here where it's actually kind of cool. So you can touch it, turn it off. Really cool features. Your sunroof. And this model has a sunroof. And so if I push it, you can turn it all the way back. Allows you that nice drive with the sun down and enjoy yourself while you are just, you know, cruising along the highway. I have a lot of leg room. My cameraman Ryan has a lot of leg room himself. And if you go in the back, you will be able to fit 3 passengers, plus there is an electric charge right there for all your wireless devices. So keeping up with the modern times, allowing you to charge your phone, which everyone has nowadays, hopefully. And after all that review, let's start the drive. Turn this drive on and we're gonna take off. All right. One of the cool things I noticed is that with the Bose sound system over here, it's going to play this ambient feedback sound, right? Which allows you to kind of have that, you know, you're in a vehicle, you want to hear a feedback of when you're going faster, it'll turn louder. When you're going slower, the sound will go down, right? In true electric car form, that is something that I've seen on a lot of models, Teslas, the i4, you know, you name it, Polestar 2. Another thing to note is that this car will actually charge 18 minutes on a fast charging station. It will take 6 to 7 hours if you're doing a 50 kilowatt hour charging station, and then you're obviously, if you're doing just a normal standard plug, it's going to take forever. But let's hope you don't ever do that. I like how when I'm driving, it's very smooth. The brakes are not too sensitive, and the gas pedal is not too sensitive, so you're not jumping about everything, right? Because electric cars can have a lot of torque right off the bat, and so you kind of get this push where your head flies back. Speaking of which, when I turn on the right turn hand signal, it's gonna have this camera on the right side and also have a camera on the left side that shows you whenever you're turning. So that's a really cool feature that they added. Another thing to note is that the front and the back will have these sensors that will tell you whether or not someone is there or a car is passing by, so you don't get T-boned or anything. There's all these safety features that they've added to this car that makes it very safe, very fun to drive, and it allows you to just know that you're in good hands by Hyundai. I will actually turn on the sport mode feature so that you can actually see how fast this car goes. So in a minute, I'm gonna demonstrate how fast it goes. So I'm pushing it, and immediately 0 to 60 in approximately 3 seconds, maybe a little bit more, but it's super fast. I didn't go 60 because we're in the inner row, but it just basically shoots like a gun. Put it back on eco-friendly mode, so you're gonna save a bunch of that electricity back. And one thing to really note is also the ambient lighting over here, right, is also smart adjusted so that you can change, you know, you can change the functionality if you want it, you don't want it, you know, it just makes that look like a cool spaceship look. It feels nice. The brakes are not as hard. I don't know if that's something that they did on purpose, but the brakes are not that sharp as, you know, some new cars, you just suddenly stop. You can just push the pedal, push the gas, push the brakes. Feels really nice. Some of the things that I kind of feel weird about is that I normally like putting my hand on something here. Usually it would be like a stick or something, but it's not here because it's electric. And so you have your power mirrors here, which is a little bit weird, but I'm telling you, I can get used to it. It doesn't need to be here. It's a good design thing that they put in to just, you know, hey, why take up this space when you can just put it here where there's nothing here. It has features such as this. And I'm going to go into this parking lot real quick and I'll show you exactly what I mean. Watch what happens when you put reverse. 360 view of everywhere that you're parking, as well as an assistive reverse parking camera that will allow you to just kind of be able to get a sense of your surrounding and not hit any cars. You push this and you're gonna get this crazy bird's eye view, or almost like, I don't even know what to call it. It's more of like an angled view of the entire car itself, which is something I haven't seen in other cars yet. And maybe I'm wrong, but this is just awesome. Also, other features such as the dash showing the charge of this, how many miles this EV car is going to take. It also tells you how fast you're going on the left side, so very easy to look. One thing I don't like, okay, so here's the things that I don't like, is that it's kind of hard for me to see, right? Like, upon this little window, I can see my miles per hour and how many charge the miles charging, but also when I turn the wheel, I kind of don't really, I get an obstructed view whenever I look. So maybe that's something that I would critique in the way of design, where I just like seeing exactly how fast am I going, regardless if I'm turning the wheel left or right. So we're gonna take this left turn back, and I appreciate the leather trimming. This is something that, you know, they added to make it look luxurious. Our seats are also white leather. Other cool features that I really like as well is that if there is another car as you're driving, and you turn on the cruise control, it will actually keep the car right dead center of the lane, and also have the safety feature of keeping the distance from the person up top to your car, so allowing that safe distance as you're driving. So I could just let go and the car will just basically kind of guide itself, right? Not something that is automatic and, you know, auto drive feature, but it's also something that, you know, we incorporate nowadays in a lot of these EV cars. That's it. I mean, I think I've covered everything for you. I really like the way the car handles, and I would say I give this car an 8.5 out of 10 for just its ability to look so slick, so cool, just like a Porsche, but it's all electric, and it's, you know, truly a luxury class of its own in terms of Hyundai electric cars. So with that being said, we're here. I hope you like the review. And All Things Flashy, we always do all this review of other cars, and I hope you stay tuned, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next side.